Good morning. Today we are celebrating Native American Heritage Month, and to do so, we are going to talk about fry bread. Fry bread is traditionally a Navajo recipe, and it was made by the Navajo Indians over 144 years ago when the tribe was forced to leave their native land of Arizona by the United States government and moved to New Mexico, over 300 miles away. To keep the tribe from starving, the government gave them flour, lard, and sugar. And all of these ingredients they used to make fry bread. So today we are going to be reading Fry Bread, a Native American family story. This book was written by Kevin Nobel Maillard and illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. And after this story, we're going to make our own fry bread, so stick around. Fry bread is food. Flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillows. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove, the fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet, the bubbles sizzle and pop. Fry bread is color. Golden brown, tan or yellow, deep like coffee, sienna, or earth. Light like snow and cream, warm like rays of sun. Fry bread is flavor. See beans or soup, smell tacos, cheese and vegetables, delight in honey and jam, rise to discover what brings us together. Fry bread is time. On weekdays and holidays, suppers or dinners, powwows or festivals, moments together with family and friends. Fry bread is art, sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft, shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. Fry bread is history, the long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world. With unknown food, we made new recipes from what we had. Fry bread is place. Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, over to Oklahoma, Colorado, and California. Cities and lands we call home. Fry bread is nation. Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho. Ojibwe, Onondaga, Oglala Sioux. Narragansett, Navajo, Nipmuc. Seminole, Shoshone, Sac and Fox. Hundreds and hundreds of tribes. Fry bread is everything. Round, flat, large, small. North, south, east, west. Brown, yellow, black, white. Familiar and foreign, old and new, we come together. Fry bread is us. We are still here, elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. Fry bread is you. And that is the end of fry bread. And it has made me really want to try my own fry bread. So now we're gonna make some together. Good morning. Today we are going to make some of our very own fry bread. So if you'll come over here, we'll talk about the ingredients. You're going to need 1 cup of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a quarter teaspoon of salt, and a half cup of milk. Now we're gonna mix all of these together to make our fry bread dough. So you wanna mix your dry ingredients first. And then we're gonna slowly mix in our milk. Try not to make too big of a mess. It's always a good idea to have your hair tied back if you're gonna be working in a kitchen, so you don't get hair in other people's food, and so you don't set your hair on fire. All right, so my dough is really liquidy, so I'm gonna add a little bit more flour till we get a nice, firm consistency. Now it's really coming together. So you're gonna take a little bit of flour, you're gonna sprinkle it on your work surface so that the dough doesn't stick to the counter. And we're gonna kind of knead the dough a little bit. It's very fluffy. You might need to put some flour on your hands so it doesn't stick to your hands too much. All right. Now that we have our nice little ball of dough, we're gonna split it into 4 pieces. Might need more flour. All right, now these aren't very even, but try to make them as even as possible. Now we are going to flatten out each one of these little balls of dough into a little circle. So next you're going to need to get some oil or lard into a skillet and turn it on so that it's nice and hot. Now you have to be really careful, and you definitely need a grown-up's help for this because hot oil can burn you really easily, so you want to be careful. So I'm gonna wash my hands and then we're gonna move on to the oil. All right, so now we have our oil in the frying pan, and I'm actually using lard, and it is getting pretty hot. And to check that it's hot enough, you can grab a wooden spoon and you just set it right in the oil. And if it starts, can you hear it sizzling and see it starting to bubble up around the spoon? That means that it should be hot enough. Remember in the book they talked about the crackling sound? That is the crackling sound that we're looking for. So remember, this is a really good job for your grown-up to do because it is a little bit dangerous. But I'm gonna get a piece of our dough and I'm gonna put it on this spatula, and I'm going to set it into the oil. Ooh, you see that? Sizzling up. So we're gonna leave each piece in on one side for about 1 to 2 minutes, and we're gonna flip it over so that it's nice and golden brown. I'm gonna go ahead and put another one in there because there's room for 2. Ooh, this one's gonna be a fun shape. Here are our first 2 pieces of fry bread. They're not quite as dark as I like, so I'm gonna make the next ones a little bit darker. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit, and we're gonna put our dough in carefully. This is a big one. There we go. All right, so these are our 2 finished fry breads, but now we get to add either savory toppings or sweet toppings. I think I'm gonna do sweet because I have a big sweet tooth. So I'm probably gonna add a little powdered sugar and maybe some honey and enjoy my fry bread. So I added some powdered sugar to mine. I'm gonna try it. It tastes just like funnel cake. Look how fluffy it is and crunchy. So good.